Well, hello everyone. This is Carrie back with Family eBiz, and I'm excited to be here. I'm always excited. Actually like videos, even though sometimes I actually have to get out of my pajamas. I sort of just lost it there. All right, today what we're going to be talking about is making product creation a little simpler and more profitable for you. So we're going to talk about that. Before we do, leave a comment here. Tell us where you are. And I know I do the weather one every once in a while, but it is cold and rainy. It's been raining since about 7 o'clock this morning. It is now 3:30 this afternoon, like nonstop raining. So let me know. Maybe you've got nonstop precipitation and it's snow. It's a lot prettier than that rain outside. Anyway, tell me what's going on. Tell me, and another thing, you could just tell me, have you ever created a product yourself? And if so, go ahead and share. This is a place you could actually promote. Share a product that you have created and send a link. Go ahead. This is a place you can actually promote a product that you have created. So if you have created a product, go ahead and put it in the comments if you want to. Tell us the title of it and give us a link to where it is. And let's look and see if we can help each other with our products. Now, what we want to do today, I want to do, is talk about making products a little bit easier and a little more profitable. So I don't know about you, but when I have more profit, I gain more profit on my own products than I do on someone else's, whether that's a physical product or whether that's a digital. I have pretty much completely gone to all digital products. So what am I doing? Let me just share with you that I still make money with affiliates, but I used to actually order product, store it here. I had someone that worked here and they took our orders and shipped them. And so, I was probably making 20 or 30% off of whatever that is. Now, I'm not going to sell something for $10 and only make $2 off of it. So I ended up really cutting down the number of products and only shipping things that were $50 or more because it just wasn't worth my time. But I discovered that I needed to probably spend more time on my own products because there's more profit involved. So how are some ways that you could simplify your product creation? I'm not going to talk about right now how do we choose the products? How do we know what products are the right one? That's a different topic. What I want to do is how do we create them? Let me just share my steps of how I got started. And this is exactly how I created it's an ebook. This is a paperback when I go in live places. This is exactly how I created this book. Well, actually, all three of them are sitting right here before I drop everything. My thinking book. And this is the first one that I actually really got going with, is my approaches to Christian homeschooling. What did I do? I actually recorded what I wanted to say because it was easier for me to talk it out than to sit and just use an outline and try to come up with a rough draft. I wasn't talking it out to publish it, to sell it. I was talking it out just simply to get it recorded, and then I sent it to a transcriptionist, and they transcribed my recording, and then I started with my rough draft. For me, it was easier to start with that. Now, I actually don't remember if I started with my Raising Leaders transcription or my approaches to Christian homeschooling. I really don't remember, but I do know that both of those were about the same time. I really wanted to get this out, so it may have been that one, but I don't remember. That is how I did all of them. And then I took them, well, I'm just dropping everything. I took them and turned them into ebooks. And so that was how I actually got started. I just took something that I recorded, transcribed it, edited it all, added my stories, added my examples, whatever I'd forgotten, turned it into chapters, and then I had an ebook. That to me was a lot easier than starting with a blank page or an outline and a blank page. For you, you might be able to just come right out of it. And it's probably easier for me to come on a blank page now than it used to be. Another thing that I have done to create a product is I have Facebook Live videos like these in my homeschool niche that go back, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years. And so when I first started, I would take that, I would find like 2 or 3 of them that were on the same topic. They were all about 10 minutes long. I sent them to the transcriptionist, and they became blog posts sometimes. They became ebooks sometimes. And so that was another thing. I started with a transcription and then I turned it into whatever I needed to turn it into. So the other thing, when I did that, I could take and I had an ebook, and here's how we make more profits. And then I had 3 videos that I could package together as a bundle. And so I wasn't selling it just for the price of an ebook. I was selling it for a bundle. And that's one way. My drama-free mom bundle, same thing. I actually had 3 videos that I just added to it, but I started with a transcription of a workshop I did at a live conference. I turned it into an ebook, and then I added 3 videos. All of a sudden, it's worth more, and I can sell it for more as well. Another way that I did that was with my approaches to Christian homeschooling. When I first started, this was a skinny little book and it didn't have much to it, but I wanted to beef it up. You can see right now it is 210 pages. And so what I did for this was I started with my little ebook, and then every week I did a live screen capture, like a webinar type thing, and I did it on each week was a different approach. And then I had that transcribed. And then I pulled all 7 of those plus my introduction that I already had, and I made this. And then I took all those videos and I turned it into a bundle. Then I got smart. Instead of just a bundle, I turned it into a 7-week course so that every week they were getting a new approach to Christian homeschooling. And to me, that was easier for my homeschool moms to consume. So I went from just having a skinny little ebook to then I had, trying to get the light out, then I had videos for each of the approaches, and then I turned it into a bundle and then into a course. Those are some different ways that you can repurpose your material. So the other thing you can do is, and I'm just throwing out a bunch of ideas. I think I said 3 simple tips. Here's the 3 simple tips. Start with your ebooks. Start with the transcription of just whatever you need to say. Number 2, go to your old live videos or old audios or old whatever you already have. And if you don't have them, then just start with number 1. Number 3, repurpose your content like I did with approaches to Christian homeschooling. The other thing I did was I repurposed this, like different things that I have with raising leaders. I turned some of this into blog posts. I made videos to explain the different sections, like my character, like my 15 strategies to whatever, love of learning, inspire a love of learning. I turned that into a bundle, and then I realized it was way too much, so then I chopped it into lessons and said, here, you can just do them all. And then I realized that was still too much. So now I completely redesigned it, as some of you have been following me, and I will be talking about my launch this in January in a couple weeks, but I need to sort of decompress and review it before I share what happened. But back then, I decided in the fall, I got to redo this. I got to make it easy for my moms to do this. And so I am redoing all my videos every week. On Monday, my new students are getting my new videos. And then they get a PDF, 1 PDF for each video to go along with that. And that's just easier. So on Monday, today, my new students got their 5-step formula to Christian leadership. Next week, they will get their videos on character, foundation of character. The next week, love of learning. And it will be very simple for them to go through. So that's what I've done. When you bundle it together or turn it into an online course, all you can do then is up the price. I went, and I will tell you this from my launch. When I I opened and closed the doors to Raising Leaders Not Followers, the new course. The most I had ever charged for this course, similar information, probably even more information, but too much to consume, was $57. The first day it was $47, and then after that it went to $57. And so what I did with that, I pushed the button and something went off. Then I raised it this time to $147 and $197. I will just tell you right now that I think 80% of the people bought the $197 and they paid in full. So that taught me a long lesson. the price, if you think people aren't going to spend that money, if you give them the value and you show them the value, you can increase the price as well. So that's another thing to consider. We'll talk about pricing later in the spring. Anyway, I don't know if y'all have questions or, hey, Eileen, sorry, I was just rambling along. So here we go. Product links, printable recipe binder kit, coloring pages. That sounds awesome. Y'all take a look at that. Your time blocking advice was great a couple of weeks ago. Thank you so much. And there's product links, printable recipe binder kit. I'm going to go take a look. Anyone else that's listening right now, even if you're listening to the replay, this is your chance. If you have, this group isn't really a lot like promote our stuff. It's more to help each other in our business. But right now, put your stuff in the comments, leave it there, and we can start to look and see what everyone's doing. This is your chance. Put the title of whatever it is and put a link to one of your products that you have created. So if you have some questions, leave them here. If not, let me know. Sarah said, this is helpful. Thank you. How did you make the books you are holding up? Oh, good question. Well, I will tell you this. Digital is a lot easier. But, oh my gosh, I'm just dropping everything. But when I go speak in person, people want to take something with them. So I sell the course that I sell online. And if they buy Raising Leaders, the whole thing, they get the choice of either taking home this one or this one. It doesn't matter to me. And I usually bring about 10 copies of each one of them. To be honest, I think I did it through Ingram Spark. That was the last one. I did hire someone to actually format it for me correctly. I didn't want to do that, but I just went to Upwork. I created this cover and this back, but then I hired someone to get it in whatever format it needs to be, because I didn't want to spend the time knowing all the pixels and all the sides and what the spine is and all that. So I created the front and the back cover. I told them what I wanted on this spine, and then someone did that for me for 30 or 40 bucks. So Ingram Spark, I will leave it in the comments section. That's a great question, Sarah, as well. And so I think I've done all of those through Ingram Spark. The cool thing about Ingram Spark is then you can connect it to Amazon, and if it's connected from your Ingram Spark account, or it's Lightning Spark, it's Ingram Spark something, and then they put it on Amazon for you, and they ship it for you, and they just send you a check at the end of the month. Now, I don't make a lot of money, but I get a little bit of money from them. Then you can also sell the digital copy if you get it fixed. So, you have to get it in the digital Kindle format. But if you have that, you can, at Ingram Spark, they will put the Kindle version on there for you, and you will also get commissions from when they sell it as well. Now, you could go in and do it yourself, and you might make a little extra commission, but I would rather just say, here it is, push the button, let them deal with it, and then they have to send it all to me. Otherwise, I've got to go set it all up on my Amazon account and get it all up. And I do have an Amazon account, and we used to actually ship these, and I don't anymore. It's just not worth my time. And or I'd sell it, and I still sell some of these. I'd sell it, and then I'd have to ship just like 2 of these to Amazon because they had run out. And then I'd have to ship 2 more. And I just thought, it's not worth it. Let's just let Ingram print them and send them to Amazon. So that's what I did for most of it. All right. I don't see any other questions. If you do have one, pop one real quickly right now. Those are just a few ideas. Those are things I did. If you have other ideas about how you create a product, let me know. I completely forgot. I have a blog post for you on creating a digital product, and this is a little different. This is more, how do you choose which product to actually to sell, and it's looking at your niche. So it's familyebiz.com/create-digital-products. All right, if I don't see any other questions, then we're going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you for spending time with me. I'll be back next week. Sometime over the next few weeks, I'll be doing some reviews of the actual launch and things that worked. I learned a lot. I will be doing things a little bit differently. More than likely, we will have a flash sale for 3 days the first week of March. So if you didn't get a chance to join us then as an affiliate. I'd love to have you on board. I'm Carrie Beck with Family eBiz. Y'all have a great day.